I'm Sarai. I'm 27 years old. I'm an esthetician, and I actually graduated in February of this year. And then in May, I decided to start my own business.
That's
I'm
awesome.
in Tampa, Florida, and I've always had like an entrepreneur mindset. I just had to find like my passion, and after 27 years, I finally found it, which apparently is aesthetics. I love
Hmm.
everything to do with skincare. And now that I'm actually like working my passion every single day, I guess it makes sense that I always like try to look for something, a career that would like make me a lot of money. But I guess my passion is what's making me the money.
That's awesome. And you're just a couple months into the business, right?
Only 1 month.
1 month in. So it's like super fresh. It's super exciting. You just started your business.
Yep.
And let's just go ahead and cut to the chase. How'd you do your first month in business?
My first month, I gave myself the goal of just $1,000. That was just like my little hoping,
Hmm.
wishing, because I don't know anyone. I don't know how I'm gonna get people to come in. And
Right, right.
when I calculated everything, it was $4,000.
Boom. So you 4x the goal. First month in business, 4,000. That's amazing. Especially like some people spend years in business and either sit there for a while or never even get there. So that's
Hmm.
amazing to just kind of see immediately like what can happen so fast. And I'm sure now you're starting to think 10 times bigger than what you originally thought was possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. So tell me a little bit about your experience about like hearing about Real Beauty Bosses. Like how'd you hear about us in the first place?
Just like your original ad on Facebook that says like if you want to get like 10 to 15 new clients a week or something. I just found it one night on my way to the bathroom and I was just scrolling on Facebook and I just saw it. I watched like your free webinar,
Hmm.
I thought it was amazing that a lot of people were getting lots of results. And honestly, I didn't sign up at the moment because I was like skeptical. I didn't
Hmm.
know if you
Yeah.
guys are real or not.
Right.
But I spent the last 3 weeks after that thinking about you guys, like just thinking and thinking, thinking,
Yeah.
but like, what if they can get me lots of appointments? And then finally, it was also like the money, I didn't have the money.
Yep. Right. Right.
So finally, I decided to just take a leap of faith and invest it into the university.
Awesome. I love it. What do you feel like was the reason you wanted to try to get some help? Like why didn't you just try to do it yourself? Like why did you feel like you needed to try something new?
Because at that point, I believe I joined university like in April or something, so I didn't open my business yet.
Hmm.
But just by watching everyone's like testimony, like older videos, like Bree and just other people, everyone said the same thing. Everyone said, I've tried different things. I've tried on my own. I've tried other
Yep.
businesses. Real Beauty Bosses actually works. So I thought, why even bother my like wasting time and money on trial and error if Real Beauty Bosses works and I'm a brand new business? I'd rather stick with you guys than doing something on my own or trying some other business.
Absolutely. I love it. And how do you feel like you've saved time and or effort and money like so far just working with us for the past couple months?
Well, you guys have like taught me a lot because I never thought of joining local Facebook groups to get, clients. That's how you
Mhm.
find like all of your clients. I never thought about adding 50 people a day on Facebook and messaging them like an intro script to get them in for a consultation. Like all these things that you guys teach us organically how to get clients,
Mhm.
I never thought because I feel like immediately you think ads and, ads,
Right.
ads, but you guys have taught me how to get clients organically and that's amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, everything has to start organically or ads just won't work, right? If you
Yeah.
don't have a good business, if you can't get people to talk about your business without ads, it's not going to work with ads, right?
Mhm.
And that's where a lot of people go wrong. And I think like you made such a good decision, investing in yourself, like us aside, investing in yourself early on in your business, following a process that obviously is working for other people, because that's honestly the best thing you can do when you're starting a business is to learn from other people who have done it right.
Mhm.
And ultimately, it's going to help you not develop bad habits. I mean, it's only been, when did you first get started with this? Has it been about a month now? Or how long has it been to date?
I believe 3 months because I was with you
Three
guys.
months.
Yeah, 2 months prior to even opening my business, just because I wanted to learn what should I do prior to opening, to get clients.
Absolutely. Awesome. So you were looking to, and you did invest in yourself before business was even starting.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's
Mhm.
perfect. So tell me, I know you've had a ton of results so far that I've seen in the group. Like what specific results have you gotten that you took action and were just like, wow, like I got this amount of clients or I generated this amount of revenue? Like what were some specific results you've achieved to date so far?
Okay, so what I did was I saw in the modules how you guys write like an ad, you know,
Hmm.
I state like the problem, and then what I do was I was just pretty much just I like typed it up, you know, that this month of June, I'm doing a dermaplaning special, 40% off. And what I did was I wrote down like the benefits of it with like emojis, and then underneath everything they're gonna receive in their facial. So pretty much like an ad. But what I did was I just posted that with like a really attention grabbing picture of my dermaplaning facial on two, three like Facebook groups. Yeah, so I just posted it on two local Facebook groups, pretty much like written like an ad, but it's it's not, you know. So I just
Right.
posted on two local Facebook groups, and that's where all my clients came from. I was getting like 50 comments on each one. Now it's like up to 100 comments. Just everyone commenting, I'm interested, message me, and that's how I was getting all my clients.
Amazing. And have you even like launched the ads yet, or have you just been focusing on organic?
I have not launched my ad yet. You know, this month I was taking pictures of everyone's before and after during the facial so I can give everything to Veronica, you know, because I think since this facial is going so well and everyone's loving it and they're even leaving me reviews, I feel like this is the one that I'm going to want to run as an ad.
I think like the strategy you're doing is so smart too, because like you're proving that this offer, this product, this service that you're offering works and that people actually want it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
ultimately, like we just talked about, if you can prove that people want it organically and get X amount of clients, which we'll talk about here in a second, then it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to put some traffic behind it with ads, right? So you're taking exactly the correct approach. Tell me, like, how many clients do you think you booked organically total, and how much revenue do you think you potentially generated just from using the organic strategies?
Well, since I've been in business, I actually counted like how many facials or how many clients I saw my first month in business, and it was about 50 women.
Really? So 50 total clients, very first month in business, in
Mhm.
these clientele. Like, how much time per day were you spending, you'd say? Like, doing the organic to generate the clients?
Oh, I don't know. I just have to post it just one time. And within like that week, like on June 1st, like after that, like the whole week, throughout the whole entire week, I just kept getting comments and comments and comments. So I was just messaging everyone privately and just booking them.
Awesome. So, like, would you say it took like more or less effort than you expected when you first got started?
I think less effort because everyone was coming to me. You know, I just had to do one post and everyone's just coming to me like little like seeds. But I did feel like I was getting really, really crazy busy. I was always like on my phone when I'm never really on my phone. So I was always on my phone, messaging people, booking appointments. I would go on a date with my boyfriend and, to get burgers. And he was like, can you put your phone down? And I'm like, I'm trying to book appointments.
It's
It was,
like a really good problem to have,
yeah.
like, especially if you're looking to build a good rock solid business. Like, when you can get the proof of concept down to get the client flow, that's
Mhm.
when, it is going to be a lot of work on yourself to get those appointments booked and be able to grow. But at some point, that's when you potentially maybe want to bring in an assistant or someone else to come and help you out, right? And maybe that's something like you don't have to look into right now. But ultimately, if you can continue to keep people wanting to come to your business, do you think a few months down the line you're getting 4,000, 5,000, maybe 6, 7, $8,000 a month? It probably makes sense to get someone to help you out with it so that it won't be so stressful for you doing all the work, right?
Actually, earlier this week, I was like, I had appointments looking for studios because right now I'm home based. And I'm just really excited to get into like a private suite, so it could be more professional. And of course, staying in the area because everyone likes that. I'm close to them in the area. They tell me that they used to drive to like South Tampa, which is like far, and they would have to drive like an hour there, an hour back, traffic, highway. And they're like, I'm so glad I found you. Like you're right here. Like all I have to do is just drive like two lights and like you're there. And I'm thinking about actually adding on like another esthetician because I feel like I just want to like duplicate myself, you know, to make more money in my business.
I love that. Build a rock solid business in the go
Mhm.
and then figure out what's the next step. Tell us, like, how long did it actually take to start getting clients and getting results?
Well, I can tell you that I think I started with a model call to get clients in. I started off with a model call, which wasn't even for facials. Even though I mostly do facials, it was for a lash lift. And I pretty much copied like this other girl that was in universities. I forgot what her name was, but she helped me out because her model call for lash extensions did really, really well. And I just messaged her and asked her for help. And I pretty much just copied her model call for my area, and that's what got like the post in the local Facebook group got like 30 comments, but I only took like the first 15.
Nice. So it didn't take too long. What do you feel like, what do you like most about the program and or like me and Katie? Like what has actually helped you to get in and actually do the work? Because a lot of people get into the same process as you, but not everyone gets the same results. So what do you feel like you like most about the process, the program, us individually? Like what has helped you the most to be able to get in there and take action?
Well, I think what I really enjoy about it is that there's other estheticians in the group that I can relate to and they can help me and I can help them. Just recently within this week, I've had other estheticians from Elite or even someone who is not even in Real Beauty Bosses yet, but she's thinking about joining Real Beauty Bosses. And she said that she saw my name in like the email, which I was surprised to get that email too, because it said, "Hey, Sarai, look at what Sarai's doing." And I'm like, what? I'm Sarai. Like, what? I was so confused about that email. So she said she saw my name and she reached out. Yeah, I was really confused. I was like, I think this email was only for me, but then she told me
That's so cool.
So she was
That's so awesome.
wasn't even an esthetician, but she's like in my area apparently, and she does nails. And she was telling me how she's thinking about joining Real Beauty Bosses, but she just wanted to see first if it's like a scam or not, or like how am I doing with it,
Just like you did, right?
Yeah, exactly, and I was like, I thought the same thing, but no, like they're real, they're legit, so
That's awesome.
I really like relating to other estheticians, or even like Amber. Like she helped me out a lot. She helped me realize that my prices should be increased, and I did increase them because there's a lot of value into that.
To like see, you were getting those emails and those messages and you saw those ads early on, and you became one of them because you were getting results. So
yeah,
like that's so cool. That's awesome. So like, what do you think happens here? Like you're only 1 month into the business. You did $4,000 your very first month, which is amazing. Like, what do you think happens next? What's the long-term impact that you feel that getting into this community is going to have in your business and your life? But also like, what are your plans next? What do you see for the future?
I definitely want to be making like 10,000 a month, because if you're making 10,000 a month, that means you're on track to making $1 million a year, And I mean, I thought it was going to take me a while to get there, but if I already saw myself, this is my first month that I made 4,000, I'm like, okay, that's kind of close to 10, so maybe I can strive for 8,000, or it might even be 10 next month. Like, who knows, because this first month I got 4,000. That included the model call very beginning in May, when my model call was only like $30. Then after that, the other 2 weeks into my business, I was doing like my $90 facials, which is like my special. So that's why I feel like this month, I'm gonna be making like a lot more, because I'm gonna keep doing more facials that cost like 100 and more,
Right.
So,
I mean, you figured out the hardest thing in business, which is customer client acquisition, right? So now it's just ultimately all figuring out, now that I have all these people coming in, how do I get my pricing structure on point? How do I potentially figure out what the next step is for the business? All of those things, right? So you're in a perfect place in the business right now. And I think, setting a target of 8,000 to 10,000 for the next month would definitely be doable. And ultimately, from there, I mean, as long as you have enough clients coming in, you see how fast the results can come. You've just got to figure out, how do I maintain that level of clientele and continue to make sure they get amazing results? But I think it's so inspiring to hear your journey. And, ultimately, this is why we do what we do, is to see people, like yourself, whether they're just starting out or whether they've been in business for a long time, like get to that next level, wherever that may be. Right. So ultimately, like, would you mind kind of sharing like what initial concerns you had before joining the program, and like what would you share to someone who may be like looking for help?
Well, like I said, after I watched like your free video of how to get 10 to 15 new clients a week, by doing ask posts and following up with that and collecting the seat system and all that, that training was just for free, and I took my notes and I was like, wow, this is really smart, But still, I was still skeptical about joining because of the money, but also because I don't know, because they're real, or like real people, or like were those results, like those screenshots, were they fake? Like, I don't know, but like that's what you think. But everyone's, like I said, everyone's like testimonials. I was like, okay, I think I trust you. Like, I think I trust you, And I think it was like everyone's testimonial saying like, oh, I booked like 20 people in 24 hours organically. Like, that's what I wanted, because she was an esthetician and I said, I'm an esthetician. So what if that could be me? And I just kept thinking like, what if, but good what ifs, not negative ones. Just like, what if that's me? What if I'm making 10,000 a month, you know? And I don't know. I mean, like I said, like I spent like weeks thinking about you guys, weeks and weeks and weeks, and talking to you guys about like, or talking to my boyfriend about you guys and my mom about you guys. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna just jump and just do it, because if I don't, then I'm like a sitting duck. Then I'm doing nothing, you know. So why not just try? You know, I like trying new things. So why not just try? And it's like, I don't know how you say it, but it's like taking like a faith, like
Taking a leap of faith into yourself, right? Just making sure, like, I mean, ultimately, the truth is, if it can work for all these other people, why wouldn't it work for you, right? Like, obviously, you know, if this is why we do videos like this, is like, these are real everyday people, and you went through the same thing, but by you, and not even through us, but by you investing in yourself and taking the effort and the work in the right direction, you were able to 4x what you thought you were going to do your first month of business. And that can happen at any level, right? And so I think that's so awesome. And you know, I do want to share like just some of the wins that you've had come through in the past couple weeks, which I think is amazing. I think you just posted one yesterday that was like in 6 minutes or something, you started to have some clients coming through from one post. How did that work? Like, you just made one post organically and then clients started reaching out to you, or?
Yeah, so I posted last night, and what's it called? I just posted like kind of like an ask post, you know, organically, like in like a local Facebook group. And I just stated like a problem that I see everyone that has been coming in for facials having. They're all saying that they have blackheads on their nose, and blackheads and blackheads and blackheads, and they want me to, like, you know, remove them and extract them. So in my post, I just said like, who's in desperate need of deep cleansing facial? I'm ready to extract those blackheads and show your skin some TLC. So I posted that last night, and I just had a bunch of women commenting on it. And this morning, you know, it was because I mentioned in the post on Elite, I mentioned that yesterday, I saw that my Friday was like empty, and I was like, oh, my Friday is empty. I need to like start booking appointments for Friday, because for the rest of the week I'm booked besides Friday. So that's why I decided to make that organic post. And then just this morning, literally within 5 minutes, I was talking to 3 different women, and they all filled up my Friday.
That's so awesome. I mean, that just goes to show too, like, these things that work, like these organic methods, you don't ever want to stop doing them, right? Because once they start working, you get the results. But the biggest problem that a lot of people results will get their clients for like exiting any more time doing that, because I was just so busy and now I have blanks in my schedule again, right? So it's all about like using these things that you've already done that are working consistently every single day. So that way you've always got jam-packed books. You can book those books out in advance. You know, you can start to, when you have that many people coming in, raise your prices. Like, there's so much more you can do with the business when you crack this code. And I think, like, ultimately, I just want you to remember the feeling that you're having right now and just run with it, because you're in an amazing state right now where 4x your goal. Like, makes next month another, let's double up this month. Let's hit 8,000 next month. And from there, let's hit 10 to 12. Like, keep setting high targets and goals. I guarantee with your level of commitment and effort, reach any goal. So I'm so excited for you. With that being said, my last question is just basically like, you know, is there anything that you would share to someone who's either one, in the process, in the program right now, but not getting the results they want, or two, someone who is thinking about doing it, but isn't sure yet?
Well, if you're in the program, what I do is I just like to keep it simple. I feel like if it wasn't for you guys, I would be posting stuff on Facebook or Instagram, but I would be sounding too salesy. And sometimes that's like annoying, but if like, that's why I'm just doing like organic posts, like an ask post, you know, something that doesn't sound so salesy, something that's very just simple. And I just state the problem and how I can help them. And that's what's working, you know? So I just, you know, like watch like the modules, read everything. If I can't get on like the trainings, I just watch the recording, I take my notes, I listen to you guys, because why wouldn't I listen to you guys? So I listen to you guys and I just do whatever you tell me to do.
Awesome. Just head down, do the work, right? Honestly, like, that's where success happens. You just got to take your own brain out of the game and just do the work. That's the proven path to success, right? So awesome. Well, Sarai, it's super inspiring hearing your story. I can't wait to see what happens next. Let's hit that 10K per month goal and then figure out our next target. Sound good?
Yes, definitely.